In this video, I'm going to try to create a 100% automated AI appointment setter that you can literally sell to clients or implement in your own business. I'm going to show you how to build an inbound digital employee that literally your customers will call this number. The agent will speak to the individual. It will take their information and then send them down any route you want to. Either book them onto appointments or send them to a mailing list to sell for different services, literally whatever you want. I'm going to show you quickly how this works end to end. Then I'm going to tell you what tools you need, how much it costs to run, and then show you exactly how you can build this thing yourself step by step so you can start building this digital employee literally today. And as always guys, all the prompts, the blueprints, the agents, it's all available down below in School Community. I mean, even right now, we've got a live co-building session to help people build their automations. Everything from this video is going to be available here in the classroom. So all you'd ever have to do if you want to use one of these automations is come down here, click more, click import blueprint, you choose the file, you select it, you hit save, and then the entire automation populates automatically. And I'm also going to release a bit of a mini course in our business section about how you would actually sell this to a client step by step if this is something you want to monetize. And in terms of who I am, if you're new to the channel, my name is Jack. This channel is all about the latest AI. It's about incredible automations. As you might have guessed it, it's about the stuff that actually works. So with all that in mind, it's time to grab a coffee and jump straight in. So to run this automation, you need just a couple of things. The first one is going to be access to Simflow AI. They're the kind of AI brains behind the voice side of this operation, and they've kindly agreed to sponsor this video, which I'm super stoked about. So we have Simflow AI. The second thing you're going to need access to is Zapier, and don't worry, I'll show you exactly how to set up each one of these things step by step. Zapier takes the outputs from Simflow, grabs it, and then allows us to send it straight over to Make if you want to build the whole thing out of Make, which is what we really cover on this channel. Once it lands in Make, basically you need access to Make.com, which is our no-code automation tool. I'll put all these links down below in the description for you. Now, once it lands in Make, what you're going to need access to is a language model. For simplicity's sake here, I've used OpenAI, so you want access to the API. And if all this sounds new to you, just watch this video on the screen. I'll show you exactly how to set up all the OpenAI stuff, but don't worry, I'll also cover it here. Once you've done that, what we also want to do with this is capture the client's data and put it into a CRM system so that we can see what's happening where and do all the wonderful things. And finally, it's an additional thing if you want to, but it's optional, and that's Airtable. And in Airtable, we can store all this client's data for easy viewing and see what we want to do. The other thing you're going to want to run this automation is going to be a phone number. That's the number that people are going to call. We can use Twilio for this. So with that in mind, let's run through the whole automation end to end so you can see what this physically looks like. And it all starts with a phone call. And the automation I'm going to show you in this video is an MOT garage called Lightning McQueen Auto. So the purpose of this bot, okay, is to speak to me and either book me in for an MOT, or if I don't know the date or it's happening later, to take my contact information and set up a reminder service so that like it can then onboard me and make sure that I go with this garage for an MOT. And all I have to do is call the number, and this digital AI agent will do all the hard work for us. So let's give it a call.
Welcome to Lightning McQueen Auto Repairs. How can I help?
Hey there, I'd like to book an MOT, please.
I'd be happy to help you with that. Before we get started, can you please tell me when your vehicle's MOT is due?
Yeah.
It's super important to...
Yeah, sorry, it's due on the 15th of May.
So your MOT is due on the 15th of May. That's just around the corner. I'd recommend booking an appointment with us as soon as possible to ensure everything runs smoothly. Would you like to schedule a visit within the next week or so?
Yeah, sounds perfect.
Great! I have a few slots available next week. How does Friday, May 10th sound? We have openings at 10 a.m., 1:15 p.m., and 4:15 p.m. Which one works best for you?
Let's do it bright and early. 10 a.m. sounds perfect.
Fantastic choice. I'll book you in for 10 a.m. on Friday, May 10th. Just to confirm, could I get your name and a good contact number?
Sure.
This way we can send...
Sorry, yeah, no, my name's Ben, and best contact number is 077 644 8926.
Thanks, Ben. I've got that down. So, to recap, I've booked your MOT appointment for Friday, May 10th at 10 a.m. Your contact details are Ben. It's jack@outlook.com, and your phone number is 0776 344 8926. Is that all correct?
That's correct, thank you.
You're welcome, Ben. Thank you for choosing Lightning McQueen Auto Repairs. We'll see you on the 10th of May. Have a great day.
And guys, that is literally it. Now think about this. This works 24/7 in the background for you. People call it up, they book appointments, they have to worry about sickness or annual leave. It's just like running off in the background, which means everyone can do some cool stuff. So then what happens when that does? Now, once that phone call's complete, this Zapier will be running in the background. Again, don't worry, I'll show you how to set all this up really simply, okay? What then happens is, Synflow over here, okay, grabs this call, takes the transcript, it throws it over to Zapier. Zapier grabs that transcript and throws it back over to us in make.com. And then this automation runs. So if I click run this once, just so you can see what will happen, I'll come back over to Zapier. I'm just gonna hit this retest step button here, just to run through another conversation that I had. And then there you go. Look, Zapier sent it back over. We've extracted their name. We've extracted the reason why they've called. We've figured out what their output is. Have they booked an MOT appointment or are we speaking to them later? We've also captured the data about when the MOT is due, and each one of these GPT agents, guys, is actually analyzing the transcript to pull out all the key bits of information that we think is relevant based on whatever you're selling. And then, look at this, it's then also analyzed the transcript for improvement. How incredible is that? So we can actually improve our agent over time. Then it gets added to HubSpot in our CRM, and on top of that, we've also added to our Airtable. So if I come over now to our CRM, and bear in mind, it could be like any CRM you want. Look, it's captured my name, it's captured email address, captured a phone number. I come back over, and I come back over to Airtable, and it's got the whole record. It's experienced what I want to do, my name, when I booked the appointment, ways it could be improved, and literally, guys, that's the whole automation. This one is really exciting, and this is something that's so sellable, and I think if you want to implement this in your business, my goodness, it's epic. Now guys, let's start by building our AI agent together. Once I've done that, I'm gonna show you how you then send it over to Zapier, over here, and then once that's done, I'm gonna show you how we then build it over to Make. So you'll understand how to do this step by step. Cool. So you're gonna head over to synflow.ai, and you're gonna see a page like this. I want you to head over to the top right, click Get Started, and create an account. Now, once you've created an account, you'll see a page that looks something like this. And the really cool thing about this as well, guys, is that when it creates appointments, it will appear in your calendar. So for example, I put my Outlook here, you can see that an appointment's been scheduled within my calendar. It's really cool like that. So let's go to the assistants and build them together, right? So what we do, first of all, we come over this dark black button in the top right, and we're gonna hit create. And then we're gonna say assistant. Now, there are many ways that we could do this. So for example, you can do an outbound. So let's say you've got a customer email list and you just want to call them to reactivate them to sell them things. You can do that with AI. For the purpose of this video, I want to do inbound. And then obviously there's loads of ways we can do this as widgets, as batches. There's lots of cool stuff. And there's also templates down there, which is pretty cool. So we're going to click on inbound. So we click on this top right one here. Awesome. And then we look at a page like this. So we'll start with a name. We'll call this one McQueen Auto MOT sales. I don't know what the expression is in different country, but MOT is like, you know, when you get your car like repaired to make sure it's road legal. They're very particular on that in the UK for some reason. So if you come here, you can select your voices. So let's get Rachel. She's calm and American.
Hey there, how can I assist you?
She's a little bit too calm for my liking. I think I need some energy.
Hey there, how can I assist you?
Drew, it's good. A little bit bassy. I like it.
Hey there, how can I assist you?
Well, Clyde's bringing the energy. All right, let's go with Domi, I think.
Hey there, how can I assist you?
She's bringing the energy, but like obviously based on what you're trying to sell, go for the perfect agent. So I'm going to Domi. One of the things you can also do with this, guys, is integrate your 11 labs. If you create like a voice clone, you can actually basically put it into this and have yourself selling yourself, which is pretty weird, but I think it's pretty epic. So we select that. Awesome. We've got our voice agent. Perfect. So what do we do now? Patience level, you can basically scale that up or down. I like less latency, so I like to go for the 1 second, but you can play with that as you want to. And then we've got a custom greeting. So this really brings us on to the part of the video where we need to think about the script that we want to give to her, okay? So I've got this one here, okay? So the way I want to open it is I want to keep it quite short. I don't want it to keep it like a 50-minute introduction, right? So let's come over here and give it this. So mine is, hey, welcome to Lightning McQueen Auto Repairs. How can I help? Perfect. Now, what do we do after that? We got the language over here, so I'm gonna click on UK dialect, which is awesome. Custom vocabulary, so you can add words, you know, that you commonly use in your business, so that actually, if there are certain expressions that your target customer knows that a typical person wouldn't, we can add those in there, okay? Obviously, we wanna make sure that the enabled recordings is accurate. Awesome. Then what do we do? We're just gonna click next, okay? Click next. And we can set up actions here. So we're gonna schedule things to book into our calendars. Then we come on to the prompt. Now, this is a really cool thing. I wanna teach you a couple of things here, okay? So obviously, if you wanna come and have a play around with it, you can like change the script. I try and keep the script a little bit shorter rather than longer. So let's get rid of that. And let's build our own, okay? So for the purposes of this, I've got the garage name, Lightning McQueen, Auto Repairs. By the way, I saw Cars recently. I know it's like meant for like 10-year-olds. I absolutely loved it, genuinely. My wife showed me and I was like, why have I never seen this movie? It's so good, except for the third one. Anyway, script instructions. What we want to do, look, identify, by the way, guys, this template will all be available down below in the community so you can play around with it if you want to. So, script instructions. Identifying the MOT due date. Begin by inquiring about when the vehicle's MOT is due. Demonstrate genuine care for the well-being. Ask the visitor when the MOT is due, emphasizing the importance of staying on top of this date. Now, it really depends on what your output purpose is. Let's say you're doing with a call center that deals with, I don't know, maybe they're selling radiators or something. You know, you would then configure these questions and the roadmap of this completely differently. So every script's gonna look different. This is just what I found works for me and the key bits. I've got the bit which is booking within the next month. So for example, based on the date they give you, hey, look, if we're in like 28, 30 days within that date, let's just get them booked in, guys. Let's get them booked in. Future MOT reminders, if it's beyond a month, we'll just say, we'll send reminders. We'll then send them into an email sequence so we can nurture that client and make sure they get back to us. And just think for a second how incredibly valuable that is. Before, you need someone at the call picking it up. This is going to speak to them, capture the information. Whether they call at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m., it really doesn't matter. And we can do the same thing with outbound. In reality, could we book them if they're booking further than a month? Yes, but Lightning McQueen Autos is no ordinary garage, okay? They're very busy. They're very built up, so we need to make sure that they get booked in when they call. We've got future MOT reminders. I've got collecting information I want to grab in there. And then basically just what I want to say at the end of it. So it's short, it's sweet, it's effective. So we copy this. Once you've developed your own, we're just going to copy the whole thing. So let's come up. Let's see, I think Google Docs. Now, it really doesn't like helping us out sometimes, does it, man? It really likes to misbehave. So we're gonna do this in two-stepper, okay? We've done that little bit, and then let's grab this bit here. Awesome, and then I'm gonna come back over, let's go down, and that's the end of the prompt. Awesome, 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 cool. So what do we do next? Well, I would personally quite like to be able to book appointments with this. So what we do is we come into scheduling, real-time booking, and by the way, guys, you can also throw an SMS in-app, or you can do that and make so many options. So I click on real-time booking. And within this, guys, you can connect it to cal.com or high level. I know a lot of people here in the community use high level. So if you want to, you can just literally add that, connect it to high level, and you'll be absolutely flying. If you want to know how to build that with cal.com, we're just going to open cal.com in another document. We log in to cal.com or create an account as you like. And then we've got all this cool stuff here. So I've clicked on a meeting that I've got here, for example, within cal.com. And you'll notice if you're using cal.com, it asks for a call event ID. When you're on cal.com and you click on the meetings, if I go back, for example, if I click on this meeting, look at the URL, you'll see about 7 or 8 numbers. And all we want you to do is just copy those numbers. You're gonna come back over, that's a call event ID. And basically it will book them in to that call event ID. And then we need the API key. And for that, guys, you just come to settings in the bottom left-hand corner and you can see API keys, which sounds kind of like the thing that we need. You're gonna click on add, name this key, and then it says name this key. Let's call this one Synflow McQueen. I am absolutely ardent on getting McQueen in every single bit of this video I can. Expiration date, you know what, I think we need this for a while, so let's go save. Then we copy the API key it generates, we then enter the API key, and then we just click on next. And once that's done, you'll see the real-time booking, so just enter your email address that you want to use here, set the time zone, initial booking day. And what's really cool with this, guys, is you can actually say day for offering dates, how many appointment slots do you want to offer, and interval between slots. So like if you've got stuff going on in your calendar and it overlaps, bro, we can make sure it lines and so they're not double booking appointments, which is awesome. Then we click on save. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna go with the default settings just to make it a little bit easier. So then the question becomes, what do we need to do next? Well, excuse me, sorry. Honestly, the place I get this coffee from is so good, delicious. So what do we do? Okay, well, we come down. We're gonna go for next. I should also say, you can ask Copilot, you can use templates, there's cool stuff you can play around with. We come over to next. Now look, now we need to add phone number, right? So what's this phone number malarkey about? I hear you asking me. Well, what we're saying is, look, they need to call somebody, right? what number are they calling? Now, to get this phone number, there's a couple of ways that we can physically do this. But what you can do if you want to, guys, is head over to twilio.com, right? And is Twilio kicked me out because I didn't agree to its terms? That would be hilarious. So we'll click on start for free at the top right-hand corner. I want to check, make sure we're not a robot. Again, there has been speculation, but it doesn't need to know this, okay? Tester, let's give it an email address. Oh my goodness, it says my password's too weak. It's not met the high standards of rigor, apparently. You'll get the code, you enter the code, and we come through, which is awesome. We've been officially verified. That's what we love to see. Then it's taking us through to the homepage. Cool, once you've verified, it starts loading up in the background. This opens Twilio. Twilio is a really good CRM system, by the way. There are a lot of great CRM systems, and there are many ways to do this. I'm just trying to do it in a way that you can experiment, have fun with it, and go nuts. Cool, so ask us the questions. Let's have a look with no code at all. What's your day today? Blah, blah, blah. Let's have a look. See if it's got, can I get a phone number, please? Third-party integrations. Get started with Twilio. Awesome. We open up, and then we're here, right? Look how cool this is. And what you'll see down here, guys, is your account SID and your auth token. And when you come back over to Synflow, you're gonna need to integrate your Twilio with it. And you'll need those two pieces of information to actually physically do that. So it's available and it's accessible there for you. So we come back over, but what we really want, right, is a phone number. So we come back here on the top left to phone numbers. And let's have a look down. Let's just click on the phone numbers category. Let's click on manage phone numbers. Active numbers, we click on that. And would you believe it? There's no active phone numbers. So let's go and buy a new Twilio number. Cool, and then look at this, guys. You've got all these different options of like numbers you can build, like Mansfield, Milton. And like, if you want a little hack, by the way, what they found is like conversions increase if the phone number area code matches where you're calling from. So like if you're in London and somebody from New York gives you a call, like, you know, it may not be great conversions. So we basically pick the country. So if I just said, you know, let's get someone from United Kingdom, put it on there, and then look, guys, all the numbers appear, so you can like grab these calls. You can go for like different home ones. Like there's so many different options you can go with. And like the monthly fee for this is like 90p just for getting the call, which is ridiculous. And then once you've gotten your phone number from Twilio, we're gonna come back over now and complete the automation. And congratulations, guys, you just made your first AI digital employee who's like voice operated. We've already got the guys writing text. Now we've even got them speaking to us. So the next thing you need to do is head over to Zapier. Zapier.com. And once you sign in, what I want you to do when you come over here is come to the top left and create. You only really need a free plan for this. Both Zapier and Make are great at giving you some, you know, free stuff that you can actually use the platform without going nuts. Now, the reason I'm going to Zapier first is because Synflow is integrated with Zapier. So we're gonna grab stuff from Zapier and send it straight back over, which is awesome. And it's also gonna be a great thing for you to learn about how you can access maybe a module or two that's in Zapier and bring it straight back into your workflow. So it's going to be super valuable for you. So we don't worry about what you want to automate. It's funny, actually, it's got the same kind of outer shell as I have in the corner. I feel like it's trying to take my style. I'm not happy about it. So we come down to trigger. Let's go for Synflow AI. And then what we need to do is pick an event. So great, we picked Synflow, but what starts this whole thing off? So we click on that, we click on voice, phone call completed, and then we click on continue. And it's saying, look, bro, I get it, but we need access to Synflow to do this. So all you do is click on sign in here. And by the way, guys, I actually removed this just so I could show you exactly how to do this to make it as easy as possible for you. So it's asking for an API key. So what's sometimes really good is you can actually like follow the hyperlinks, can be really good in finding things. But guys, for our purposes, it's super straightforward. So all you do is you come over to the left and can you see this thing here? It says integrations. Just click on that for me. Third party, and then you'll see REST API. And if you click on REST API, you can see all these cool things, and all I want to do is create a new API key, and then you just copy it here, and literally that's completely done. And if you come back to integrations, look at third party, these are all the places that are coming soon. So soon you will be able to do this with a Make, and you can completely skip this Zapier step. But the purposes of right now, we're on cutting edge, guys, right? So we need to make sure we're getting it working properly with the things we've got. So we're gonna come back over then to our new Zapier thing. We enter in our API key, and once that's done, it's loading in the background, choose an account. Perfect. And by the way, I went and just grabbed the coffee in between. I mean, you know what? Some would say I have too many. I don't know if you can have too many of them. Maybe there's a limit. I don't know. Cool. And then we've got trigger here, which is cool. And it's asking for model ID. Now, this is so funny. Like, if you don't know this will trip you up. Make sure you get rid of that model ID. Back over to Synflow. Click on McQueen Auto MOT Sales if that's the business you want to create. By the way, I give it to you for free. McQueen Auto Sales. Have it. Run with it. I actually think it's a very, very cool, very cool idea. We're going to copy the model ID. So if you've got like loads of different voice agents doing different things, we just copy the voice ID of the one that we want. And then we come back over. We come back over to this screen. You know, I need to do better tab management here. Enter the model ID, hit OK, and then we're gonna test the trigger. And then when you do this, guys, you'll find the calls that pulls through. So you just select one that you're happy with and then click on continue with selected record. And then the next thing we want to do is add a webhook. So we're going to click on webhooks by Zapier. And this is the bit where we bring make.com into the situation. So we're going to head over to make.com. We're going to log in. We're going to create a new scenario. We're going to give this one the name of build together voice AI. And of course, let's give it the patent pending robot emoji. And then the first thing you want to add to this one, guys, is click on this and just go for webhook. Oops, excuse me. Webhook. I'm looking for custom webhook at the top, like this, okay? And then click on create a webhook. I'm going to call this one Zapier data grab, like this. All right, and now let's just put a diamond on there. And then you're going to click save. And then you can see all this stuff here. I just want you to copy that address to the clipboard. Perfect. Then come back over to build together. And then you can see here, webhook, it asks for an event. So what we do is we click on the event, and then what you want to click on is post. The one here, it says post. So click on post. Awesome. Then click on continue. And then it asks for a URL. So we come to the URL, we enter in the webhook we just decided. We come down here, and you can see on headers, just click on insert text or data. So for example, if I come here, and all we want is the call transcript, lead phone number, their email address, and bear in mind, guys, with the email address, if you have like a CRM that you're calling customers from as an outbound perspective, it will already have that linked in. So basically pick the date that you want, then click continue. Awesome. And then we're gonna head back over now to make.com. And what I want you to do is right click on this module and just put run this module only. Oh, it has errors, no problem. I think we'll just hit okay. Errors have miraculously been solved. So hit run once or run this module only. Nothing's happened. We head back over now to Zapier.com. Then what do? We just test a step. So we click test, that's sent, come back over. If you look at this, guys, we've now got all the data from Zapier. That's just been brought back over. Perfect. So the first thing we want to do in this scenario, guys, is add name. So click on this. Now you can pick any model you want to for the purpose of this. I'm just going to go for create a completion, like so. Awesome. Max tokens, we can set this one at 200 because it's not going to be a very long one, okay? And we click on add message. So what's our message? Well, if we come back to original automation, all we're going to do is copy this and then come back over. Awesome. So we come down to message content, and what we're saying is, look, hey, read the below transcript and the output and the caller's name. If no name is provided, just produce NA. And then we give it the transcript. So we can find a transcript from the whole webhook output that we've got here. So call transcript, perfect. And that'll give us our name, okay? Pick the role is going to be user, and the model, we're just going to pick, just for the purpose of this demonstration, a GPT-4 Turbo. We'll go for the one in the middle, and then click OK. And obviously we would refine and find the models, but I'm just keeping it simple for the sake of doing this. By the way, Grok is very, very, very cheap. Llama at the moment is insane. And I'll do a video covering on that because some of you asked for that. So we're going to cover it to help you get speed and cost down. We're going to right click, we're going to rename it. We're going to call this guy name, and then we're going to give him a smiley face. Cool. And then what do? We're going to right click, we're going to clone him, bring him over here, and let's see what the next one line is. So here we've got reason for calling. Awesome. And bear in mind, guys, the structure of these will change massively based on what your particular output is, right? Like this is just information that I think is important to check based on the questions I'm asking. And here we say, based on the below transcript, provide a succinct summary of what the problems or issues or desires the caller is experiencing. If no objections are provided, simply state no key objections. Also include one sentence on sentiment and tone from the customer calling. Now the max tokens are 200. Let's just bump that up a little bit, maybe to around the 500 mark. Everything else is the same. Then we click OK. And then what do we call this one? Well, we give this guy the name of a reason for calling, right? So let's just come back over. Let's copy this, come back over. And I just encourage you to like name them all. And if you're going to be doing this in multiple flows, it might be worth you just making like GPT assistants to make that a bit easier for you. And there was so many different automations I could have showed you in this video, like closing them, booking Calendly appointments, but I thought this would be a really good one just to give you kind of like a bit of an overview of what it can do. And so now we've got the name, we've got the reason for calling. We want to figure out what the output was. So we're going to clone this guy, and then I'm going to rename this one to MOT, oops, excuse me, let's right click on him here. If it will ever allow me to do so, right? Let's have a look. So come down here. Man, make sometimes it's funny, isn't it? Right, come down, rename. Let's call this one MOT status. And of course, since it's car related and this is Lightning McQueen Autos, I think we need a bit of a car in here, right? Click the car, awesome. Then we click on this guy. Let's look at the prompt and give it this prompt. So what we say here is, look, every client from this call will fall into one of two categories. Analyze the transcript and the outputs and give it one of the following labels. Label 1 is MOT date unknown. Label 2 is the MOT's been booked. And then we basically give it the MOT date. For example, if they say that their MOT is due on the 15th of May, your output would be, hey, awesome, MOT's booked in on the 15th of May. And then we give it again the cool transcript. Then we click OK. Awesome. Now what do we do after that? Well, the next one we get after that is going to be improvements. Now, this is optional. This is basically saying, hey, based on the conversation, were there any like bits that didn't work and how can we take that data and use that to improve things? So we'll copy this. Obviously, you won't have that to copy, but you will get all these prompts down below in the school community, so you won't need to do what I'm doing right now. We copy it. We bring it over here. We're going to rename this one improvements. Cool. And give it a bit of a diamond. And the thing with this technology, guys, is it's only getting better. Like, do you know what I mean? We talk about automation coming in the future. It's arrived, and the technology is getting to the point where it's going to be insane. So look, based on the below transcript, briefly provide a suggestion on either the call or the product could be improved. Make the ideas brief and 100 words maximum. Here's the transcript. And since we've given it 100 word maximum, let's just give it 150 tokens just to throttle it in to make sure that it doesn't exceed that at all. Then we click OK. Amazing. Then the question is, well, what's the next step in our process? We want to connect it to HubSpot. Now, you can obviously insert here any CRM that you want, and this is the bit, and I built this automation in a way that's quite configurable for you, so just slot in the one that you want to do there. For the purposes of this automation, I'm going to add in HubSpot. HubSpot itself, by the way, is really, really, really straightforward to add. Like, you can create an account, it's free for a certain amount, and just super easy to get started. So for the purpose of this, you're going to come down to create a contact, because maybe this contact, we don't yet know yet. He's called us, right? We don't know anything about this guy. Create a contact, add item, and basically what you will then do is give it the key. So for example, I could say something like, oh, like, what's their first name, right? And then click on value, and then all I do is I just look for name. Perfect. And then basically, guys, you basically select the key, select the result, and you can add as many into your CRM as you like. For the purposes of this, I'm actually going to ditch the CRM, and I'm just going to do it into Airtable just because it's a little bit quicker and just out of respect for your time, and so you can get the full view of how it all slots in. So, but anyway, insert your CRM, and if you wanted to go to a separate platform, you can just add it in. So we go to Airtable, and we're going to look for create. Well, once we've selected Airtable, of course, come down, create a record. So you head over to airtable.com, and if you're not sure how to set up Airtable, I've actually got that as a guide in the community, which shows you exactly step by step how to do that. So go and check that one out if you like. And once you've done that, you'll be able to create your own table, and it's super, super intuitive. I've called this one here improvement. Basically, what you can do is you can right click on something, you can insert right, you can decide the field, decide what it is, and go all about your day happily. So I've mapped the fields over here, right? So we've got email, we've got name, reason for calling, destination, and again, to change it, you just right click, edit field, type in the thing. Here, for example, we want this to be email, click on that. Amazing, awesome, great. And the way that you connect that with Make is basically it opens up a new browser and it'll say, hey, great, like sign in, and then you sign in, and it's done super, super easily. So what we would need to do here, for example, and this is the great thing about Airtable, and it's so robust, as we click on it like this will load up for us. We pick the base, so every table you build will have a base name. We click on improvements, which is awesome. That then loads for us, and look at this, guys. We click table one loads up, give it a second, and every single field that we created in Airtable, like email, name, reason for calling, destination, MOT due, appears here. And then what we do then is we just map it over, right? So we click on email like this. We come down to this. Let's have a look. Where is the email we chose? Lead custom email. Awesome. Name. Well, we've got the name bot, right? So come down. Here's a name bot. Reason for calling. Let's have a look here. Result. Destination. Don't need to worry about that one. MOT due is the big one. And then improvements, we want in the improvement bot, and then we click OK. Awesome, great, perfect. This is what I absolutely love to see. And one thing I'll just say very quickly, okay? If you're setting this up, where you don't have that individual's email address within the assistant. In other words, you don't already have their email here ported in. What you would do to add into this, okay, is you'd add in an additional bot that says grab their email, and you make it a requisite as part of the conversation. That way you would always be able to grab it, and it would make it a lot simpler for you. But for the purposes of this, I'm gonna hit run once, okay? This is now gonna wait for the data. I go back over to Zapier. I click on retest step. I come back over to make. It's grabbed it from the webhook. We've captured the name. We've captured the reason for calling. It's now grabbing the MOT status. It's now looking at improvements. And then if this has done its job properly, it will fire through to Airtable and we'll have all of the data that we had with that particular client, okay? So then we come back over to, where's our Airtable? Our Airtable's here. We click on that. Oops, wrong one. It's here. And look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. So he's got our name, no key objections. The customer Jack is calm and cooperative. Can you imagine it? Imagine I was hostile. It gives me those notes like, this guy is super hostile, man. Never let this guy. Make sure he gets his coffees before he gives us a call. Want to secure an MOT appointment. Does it successfully. When's the MOT booked? Well, the MOT's booked in for the 10th of May. It's booked in for tomorrow. Awesome. Talks about the reaction with the bot, any improvements we can have. We click off it. And guys, that's it. It's complete. You just created a digital agent that will have conversations with you, sort everything out for you, and just rock and roll. How cool is that? I think that is so epic. And then guys, if I come back over to my email address, you see I've actually got the appointment booked in that I made here for tomorrow on the 10th. So now it's calendarized in my email. Tell me down below what you think we should automate next. But in any case guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week and I'll see you in the next video.